So just going to do something a little different here. I don't have enough space on the workbenches over there to lay all this out. So back to the crates they shipped to me in. Just gonna, I got a bunch of these in. I've had this one for a little bit, but there's one thing I've noticed in the 10 years of doing this is that with these Husqvarnas, there's so much variety in them. Even though the core action's for the most part the same, there's just so many little nuances in them. They're relatively inexpensive, and if you're looking to get into collecting, this isn't just a sales pitch or anything like that. It's like legitimate. If you want to get into collecting little differences and little niches and little modifications and stuff that people have done, these are a great entry-level collectible item. And I just want to show some of the differences. So these 5 came in. I've had this one for a bit. Really nice figured stock on it. I never touched this one, period. Later pattern, which we'll get into here in a minute. Straight cock on close. Side safety. 22 long rifle, Husqvarna waffle fabric, and 20, 50, 100, 200 meter marks on the rear side. Anyways, put this one aside for now. So I just wanted to kind of show some of the differences that you just a random batch, some of the variety you can get with these. If you hear ticking noises in the background, I got a couple of diesel heaters. It's minus 20 outside today, and anything to take the edge off in the old building here is definitely helps. So one of the earliest patterns I've come across would be this one here. With you'll see this kind of a dumbbell shaped or barbell shaped button. They're always hexagon barrels or octagon barrels. Octagon barrels usually have the fixed rear sight and a little low profile front sight. And they'll have a crown over some fancy writing here. Husqvarna's marked down right above the wood line here with a few other markings here. This one's got some crud on it. With this, if you pull this back far enough, it'll lock itself. So then you have to hit the button while pushing forward, and then it'll cock itself. And you might notice there's a rectangular groove in the bolt here. Then you hit that, which will release it back to a flush position, and then you can fire it. A little bit involved for what it needs to be. Pull the bolt out just to show. See this groove here, so this assembly rides in. All these bolts have an underhand extractor, which has a flat spring. It's a 2-piece assembly, flat springs in behind here. Clutch right there. They're held in with a pin. The firing pin directly attaches to the striker here. Thing of note, if you ever get one of these and it's light striking or no striking, what you can do is you can fix the bolt and vise, pull this out, fix the pin another way, and then take this and rotate it a full turn, or half a turn to a full turn, because the pin just kind of spins. And actually, this one has been adjusted because it's not peened on the face here. Some of them will have a bit of a dome here, because I can actually spin this. This one can be loosened and tightened. This one's actually standing proud right now. Yeah. So just saying, you can adjust the firing pin with these. They do have multiple lives, if you will. So that's across the board on these. So put in, hold the trigger. That's reorientation. And then button, drop it down. So that's an early variant. The majority of them will have the, I actually haven't seen any with semi-pistol grip, I could be wrong. Straight wrist stock. And this one is very early in that it didn't come with sling swivels, either there or on the barrel. It does not have sling swivels. Later variants after that would be more like this, just a bit more standardized. Side safety. This one needs a little sear stain, trigger stain back for some reason. So, anyway. When you play with this one, just take it out of stock. It's probably, I have a good idea what's going on. Markings like the one I showed you earlier, Husqvarna, barrel markings. Hexagon barrel, straight wrist, sling swivels with the wood stud, and dual screw up here. That's a very common version. Very less common, and it's the first one I've seen with the semi-pistol with the octagon, is like this. You can get semi-pistol grip stocks with checkering on them. They're usually a red beechwood or a fancy walnut. Those are the high grades. This is the mid grade. 22 long rifle markings here, there, Husqvarna up on the barrel. So this would be more of a early. Next, then you go into these. After that, you get into round barrels. Like the one I showed you earlier, same with this one here. And then it's just pretty much standard after that. So with once you start seeing the barrel markings popping up here and the markings up on here, it's pretty much all the same production line going forward. There's another semi-pistol grip. Somebody's repaired brass screws and epoxy. Brass screws and epoxy. But where you're getting to a lot of nuances and differences, not just in the wood, because they used a lot of different woods for these. Barrel lengths pretty much standard all of them. But the big variation is in sights and optic mounting. I don't have any optic mounting examples in this batch. I did in the last one. This one here, for example, has 2 screws on either side. It should be a wraparound mount that would usually have a little rail piece going up this way. Then you'd mount a little optic up here like that. Or sometimes you even get larger rear sights. Like this one here, somebody modified the front sight. They used a block of brass with a steel blade insert. Just different. This one here and that one, the one I first showed you, have the factory large blade sight and the factory rear sights. Most common. But then you get somebody like this. They'll take the blade, they'll cut it out, and then peen at the front to make it more like a marbles sight. After which you get, and then the early patterns, like I said, fixed rear, low profile front is the biggest giveaway for very early. But in our market, these can usually be found anywhere between $150 to $250, depending if it's a high grade octagon barrel. Round barrels don't command the premium the octagons do, and that's just how it is. Semi-pistol round barrels sell better than straight wrist round barrels, like this one here. Now, however, this one being damaged, it's down in the bottom end of the pricing range, and the screw hole's not having any. Anywho's, that's another discussion about market values. But yeah, so they're very they're for the firearms market. They're very inexpensive to buy, but in the grand scale of things, like these go for the same price as most Kuis these days. And most Kuis are held together with finished nails at this point, so that's the easy way to replace the pins. There's a lot of variety, little nuances, different wood, different sights, different mounts, little mechanical differences in them, and you could build a good collection of these for fairly inexpensive. So, just kind of little ramblings, as I had a bunch of different ones in here today. This is worthwhile discussing down the road, or if I get more of these in, you want to see any, drop something in the comments. Big shout out and thank you to Inner Surplus for providing all of these. They've been great to deal with, can't say enough. I purchased all these, I bought these sight unseen, and I am very happy with them. Another shout out to Brassnet, as they are helping to share this content, and for setting up a buy gun owners, for gun owners social media platform with the fully integrated marketplace and map function, deal directly with businesses, individuals, all that fun stuff. They're adding to it every other week. Sign up, it's free, no big information given. It's great, and definitely start moving some stuff over, because you can upload your videos right to it, so you don't have to worry about them getting taken down like I do kind of with YouTube, which I'm always worried about and keep backups of. Anywho, have yourselves a good one. Thanks for watching. Check out the next video when it airs.